Fenech on the Fox, wrapping up the workforce. It's time to go home.
Hey, man, it's Gary Hoey. It's 5 o'clock. It's time to go home and crack open a cold one.
WRSR Owasso, Flint's classic rock authority.
Get up and party!
Put your work away and kiss your boss goodbye. Time to punch out with an attitude.
This calls for a sexy party.
Jeremy Fenech, the Punch Out Party on 103.9 The Fox.
Flint's Classic Rock Authority, 103.9 The Fox, celebrating Christmas in July during the Punch-Out Party. I'm Jeremy Fenech. Hi, The Fox.
Hi, it's Gary Hoey calling.
Gary Hoey, how are you, sir?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing great, man.
Well, I thank you so much, bro, for all the years. And, I guess you and I have been in radio since radio was cool, man.
Right, exactly.
You know what I mean? We were back when radio was king and it was cool. And I used to love going to all the conventions and stuff and meeting everybody. It's a pleasure to talk with you, man. Thank you.
Gary Hoey joining us for the drive home. It's Guns N' Roses now on 103.9 The Fox.
You're inside 40 minutes of non-stop Fox Rock with Jeremy Fenech on 103.9 The Fox.
Classic Rock Authority, 103.9 The Fox, Boston, more than a feeling. And speaking of awesome feelings, on the line right now, I am with a man who I've been a fan of all of my career. Gary Hoey, how are you, sir?
I'm doing great. It's great to talk to you, man. Thanks for all the years of support. I appreciate it.
Absolutely, absolutely. Now, you've got a show coming up this Saturday at the Wildwood Amphitheater in Lake Orion, and you're touring right now with Walter Trout. That's got to be pretty sweet, right?
Yes. You know, it's funny. I've been a fan of Walter's for so many years, and I went down to Memphis not that long ago. I was at the BMA Blues Awards show. I went down to check it out, and Walter was there, and I went up to him and I said, Walter, I'm a big fan. I'm Gary Hoey. He goes, you're Gary Hoey? He goes, oh my God, I'm a big fan. So we just kind of had this mutual respect right away, and then the other guy on the show is Lance Lopez from Texas, who's like a Billy Gibbons meets Eric Johnson. He's amazing.
And I got to tell you, I mean, boy, your track record here, not only are you a legend in your own right, but you're keeping busy touring, trading licks with Brian May, Ted Nugent, Foreigner. I mean, this list goes on and on, the Doobie Brothers. Let me ask you this. It's one thing to sit and record your own music. Whose music is the most fun for you to play?
Wow, man, there's a lot of it. For me, the stuff I enjoy the most is, for some reason, a lot of Hendrix stuff. Like Hendrix, for me, he's the one that, kind of brought the guitar to a level that, like, even if you take a song, like, I don't know if my guitar is, if you can hear it, but if I play like a, something like... like a Foxy Lady or something.
Oh, yeah.
Or like, Voodoo Child. I mean, the Hendrix is the fun stuff.
Dude, that is so cool.
Or Stevie Ray Vaughan, like if you do, like for me, if you jam, like even like my son plays guitar, we'll do like a... Pride and Joy or something,
That is awesome. That is fantastic. And
Thank
this is
you.
why you are a guitar god. You are part of the 2014 Guitar Gods Tour. That's got to be pretty sweet to have that as a label of yours.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, to play with, when I was a kid, Yngwie Malmsteen was sort of like the pinnacle of the shred guitarist, and to play with him on tour, and Bumblefoot, from Guns N' Roses, and now Sons of Apollo, just amazing to be around those guys. It's kind of like you pinch yourself. When I toured with Jeff Beck, same thing. Jeff was one of my biggest heroes. So, you just go, okay, I guess I hung in this business long enough to, play with my heroes.
So much Christmas music. As a matter of fact, when we kick off our continuous Christmas music, it's laced with Gary Hoey. What is it about Christmas that gets you so fired up?
Oh, wow. Well, I grew up in New England. I grew up north of Boston, so it was always cold, and my mom played a lot of Christmas music, Elvis, Bing Crosby, all that stuff. And so, Christmas music was a big part of the family. And my mom kept saying, you need to make a nice Christmas record. You need to record a nice Christmas record. And I was like going, I don't know if I can make a nice Christmas record. It's going to be too hokey, right? So sat down, I'm playing a little bit of music, and I start going, wow, what if I did the 12 Days of Christmas, and I tuned my guitar down like this. and try to rock up Christmas a little bit. So the Ho Ho Hoey thing came from that, and my manager's like, what should we call it? I'm like, Ho Ho Hoey? He's like, brilliant, It was just silly. And then we put out one record, and DJs started playing it as bumper music and stuff, and people were calling the stations going, what is that? What is that? And it just kind of took off. And now we're 22 years into touring on the holiday music every year. And we do a lot of charity fundraisers, and we just love playing the music. It's a lot of fun.
On the line right now with Gary Hoey, going to be performing at Wildwood Amphitheater, Lake Orion, this Saturday, July 14th. And now, Gary, you've got me inspired. We've got Jimi Hendrix and Stevie Ray next on 103.9 The Fox.
That sounds great.
103.9 The Fox. Up close and personal. This is the Fox Rock Insider.
Britain's Classic Rock Authority, 103.9 The Fox. There you go. A little pride and joy. Stevie Ray, something that my new best friend Gary Hoey played for me a moment ago. So much to talk about with Gary Hoey. You can get the full interview at my website, jeremyfenech.com. We'll also get it up at classicfox.com. Does that work for you, Gary?
That's awesome. Thank you. That sounds great.
So, Mr. Hoey, you are finishing up some work right now on a brand new album, which is going to be coming out later this year. You're always doing something, man.
Yeah, we're just finishing up an album. We've been in the studio for a while, and we've been traveling a bunch, touring, and so it's been off and on in the studio. So I feel like I got to get it done. I'll play a little bit of it. I'm sitting right here in the studio. Hold on one second. I'll play this little clip. It's a slow song of blues. Yes, sir. You know what I mean, right?
That is smooth, man. I love it.
It's a song called Don't Come Crying to Me. Like people that you help all the time, and then they just go, they keep coming back, and you're like, well, I already helped you already.
Right.
I mean, you help them again, but you know what I'm saying. Here's the verse. Check it out. It goes. Don't come crying to me when your money's all gone.
Amen to that, right?
Little Stevie Ray Vaughan.
Exactly. Dude, that is awesome. I'm looking forward to that. So you've always, all your life, avoided a day job. That's got to be pretty fantastic. I mean, obviously, local clubs in Boston, a great way to get going. Now, your big break, let's go back to the Boston clubs for a minute, because it's interesting. I was singing karaoke once, and the former mayor gave me a compliment. I had no idea he was in the audience. So for you to be performing in a club in Boston, then all of a sudden, Ozzy Osbourne shows up? What?
Well, it wasn't exactly like that. It was kind of a funny story, because Ozzy came to a radio station, WBCN, in Boston, like all the classic, one of the big rock stations here, and he was on the radio on a tour talking about looking for a new guitarist. And what I did was I called the radio station, and I literally, I threw the phone down. I was like, hold on, and I was like, and I just played right over the phone.
Wow.
And then they ended up asking me to send a demo tape. I sent the demo tape, and I got a call a couple weeks later from a guy saying we're going to fly you to Los Angeles to play with Ozzy.
Can you believe it? Wow.
I thought it was a joke, and I went out there, and honestly, I didn't get the gig. Zakk Wylde is amazing, but Ozzy inspired me to believe in myself and to go out to Los Angeles and leave my home of Lowell, Massachusetts, and just chase my dream and take a shot out there. And I signed with Warner Brothers Records in 1991, so he knew what he was doing, and I appreciate it.
I got to tell you, too, it's cutthroat out there in L.A., and for you to find your dream and realize it in less than 5 years, and then by 92 releasing Heavy Bones, I mean, that's huge, dude.
Yeah, thank you, man. Well, you know what? I went out there. I really worked hard. We kind of focused a lot on the music and the songs, and we just tried to get things going. And my manager, Dave Kaplan, got me a record deal with Warner and stuff, so he was managing the Bullet Boys at the time, and it's like anything, bro. When the door opens, are you ready at that moment? And if you're not, just keep working on it, because I had so many hit and misses. I had so many rejection letters that didn't happen, and then all of a sudden, something happens.
Perseverance, man. That's what it's all about.
Yes, it really is.
Well, again, go see Mr. Gary Hoey performing live at Wildwood Amphitheater, Lake Orion. It's this Saturday night, July 14th, performing with Walter Trout. That's just going to be a great show, man.
Oh, well, you know what? We're all good friends, and we're going to have a big jam at the end, I'm sure. And it's just beautiful. The grass is out there. It's out under the stars. It's just going to be a great night for music. And I believe it starts at 6 o'clock or opens at 6 o'clock is what I've heard.
Very cool. And again, go online, GaryHoey.com, and you can check out those guitar tips, the instruction. It's very, very cool. Gary, thank you for your time this afternoon.
Thank you. I really appreciate it, man. It's so great to talk to you.
Here in Flint, we can't drink the water. So we'll just drink beer instead. Jeremy Fenech, Just Bob, the Punch-Out Party.
Yes, the madness ends here.
On 103.9, The Fox.